here's what it is. Problem child. Top fuel hydro, says it right on the side. We talked about some of the particulars on the boat. It's obviously insane looking. What else can you tell us about it? Length, we got the weight part down. And yeah, these things do look different than they did back in the
Yeah, it's quite a bit of a design change. It's roughly 20 foot long and a little over 9,000 horsepower. So it's kind of quick.
What's it weigh compared to like a top fuel dragster?
About 1,000 pounds more than a dragster. So what makes the incredible ET so fascinating is to, picking something up out of the water, throwing it 1,000 feet in 3.5 seconds. It's not that easy to do.
Obviously no brakes.
Parachutes. We have specially designed parachutes, and usually it takes all three of them to stop it, about a half a mile.
How do they deploy?
Driver manually deploys them.
And is there any system, fail-safe system, if the manual deployment doesn't happen?
No, there isn't.
Just hold on.
He's got to pull a lever.
Yeah.
If he doesn't pull a lever, they're not coming out.
But you don't have, you have more runoff, right? It's not like a drag strip where it shoots, you're in the sand trap, you're in the net, you're in the wall. So the perfect drag strip is a 1/4 mile long with a 1/2 mile of shutdown. How does that compare, Eddie?
Actually, they shortened us. We were running a 1/4 mile, and then we pretty much were getting ready to go over 270 miles an hour, and there wasn't enough tracks or enough places to stop us, very similar to why the cars changed. As far as money savings going to 1,000 foot, all we did was shorten the fuse. It's more power now than it ever was.
You do run out of water, out of lake?
Quite often.
I guess, and then what?
We end up on the bank or on the rocks. I've been on the bank myself, and Daryl has been on the rocks and slid up the bank a couple times. On fire, too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because when you're on fire, you want to escape the body of water that you're in. You get quickly up on terra firma. See, I'm the opposite. I look for a lake when I'm on fire to dive into.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how fast a human can move when their surroundings are on fire. But
and when you say on fire, the fires have burned up the chutes. Is
yeah,
that
a lot
what
of times the fire burns up the chutes and then it engulfs inside the boat because we have the liquids dump into what would be a giant oil pan. The boat is. The cars dump their oil out on the track. Ours stays
and they can
there.
get away from it too.
Yeah,
when you're in the car, you can kind of get away from the flames.
We exploded a fuel tank in Missouri last year, and we dumped about 8 gallons of nitro into the bottom of the boat, and it kept burning and burning and burning, and they had to finally sink the boat to put it out.
Where? How does one fund something like this? I mean, I know Redline is generous.
As you can see, it's really I'm not a wealthy guy. Matter of fact, this is my job. And all these stickers you see on the side of the boat, decals, are people that pitch in to help it. Redline being our biggest supporter. And as you notice, there's an empty spot up right there where your mug would look really good. So maybe you want to get involved in the world's fastest propeller-driven boat.
So we know that Eddie does more with less than anybody we've ever seen in nitro-powered racing. So that's one of the reasons
I mean,
we
the
help him.
economics.
A little goes a long way with that.
I mean, I've seen, I don't know, maybe something on speed or something on it, but it's not like, NBC primetime drag boat racing, liquid 1/4 mile. And I don't know, as far as the crowd goes,
well, actually,
how that works.
In the last few years, with the new television programming we actually have an hour show on CBS Sports on the big channel.
Really?
Where you don't even get the NHRA on those channels. And we had over 30 million impressions last year through media, print, obviously internet.
Massengale brings you.
Yeah, so with
professional drag boat racing.
Optima Batteries and SparkPlugs.com and Central States Underwater, and people like that, CP Carolla supplies.
How many events a year, or how many events per season?
We're shooting for 10.
10 events.
And all right, so I'm going to try to climb into this thing.
You need to get in this thing when he starts it.
I need to get into this
Let's
thing.
go, boys.
Right.
Probably like one of the little Nissans.
Now, shouldn't I put my earplugs in?
Oh, I don't know. That'll ruin the experience.
Ruin the experience. So I'm sitting in the capsule now.
Okay.
All right, I got the harness. Now, should I pull this thing down?
Well, you watch your head. We'll just see if you fit first.
Ow. A little bit. Yeah, I'll leave it open a little bit.
You might be a little lengthy for this.
Adam, you might be a little tall.
What we're going to do is I'm going to go on the other side, prime this thing. I'm going to have Danny come over here or from there. He's going to
start it, flip the mag, get it to run?
We're going to start it on methanol just to make sure it doesn't explode in your back.
All right.
And then we'll go to nitro, and that's when it'll get fun.
All right. Cage is unbelievable. Is that Lexan?
All live, here we go.
Uh-oh, there we go.
Danny? You want to take it for a spin?
It's a crazy. No, never. Never.
So that's what 9,000 horsepower feels like in your ass.
Wow. That is insane. That is absolutely
You feel it in your ass,
insane.
don't you?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, you can't avoid the concussion of it. That's the that's the thing.
And that's at idle.
And that was 20 idling, which is what, 24, 26?
Yeah, about 2,600.
2,600 RPM. So imagine when you hit the gas in this thing, it goes to 8,000 RPM. And
Well, I say it, we'll turn around this way. I say it every third show. This is why the terrorists hate us. This is all we got to do. This is what we do.
this is Western living.
This is Western living, and it's why the terrorists hate us. All right, Eddie, Cam, this has been great. Let's toss out some websites before we screw this up.
Yeah, www.redlineoil.com. That's where you can buy online, you can find dealers, and you can go to our application guide to figure out what needs to go specifically in your car.
And EddieKnoxRacing.com if you want to keep up to date on our runs, our schedule, a lot of video and films, and look forward to seeing you guys again.
And until next time, this is Adam for Eddie and Cam and Matt saying, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.